Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black, White, and Red All Over. I'm Victor Dandridge, the hardest working man in comics.
Ryan Seymour, king of Comic Town here in Columbus, Ohio.
Boom!
Soon to be switching to another part of Columbus, Ohio.
But still, still Comic Town.
Yeah, just right across the parking lot.
Yeah, it's across the way. So it's going from 94 to 34, and it's just going to be a little bit more home-like feeling. Like, it's not going to be so gigantic that you get lost. You're going to be like, oh, I know this place. I know this place very well. That's the goal.
Yeah, no water fountain.
I don't know if that's quite... But you have a sink, though. You got a sink.
Yeah, got a sink and an air wall. And...
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. No, I think actually talking about the new shop is going to be a lot of fun because you've got the main floor space, and then you're actually going to have like two designated rooms.
Yes, departments.
So we're going to have specialization at the new location. That rhymed, and I didn't mean for it to. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, man. I can't wait. I'm gonna have my kiddos involved to help with the move and all that jazz.
Awesome.
So we're gonna start off the new year in a new space, and it's gonna be amazing. But as always, we are back to read, recommend, and review some things for you guys. I said it totally in the wrong order, but whatever. Okay.
Recommend what we read, maybe.
Yeah, we might read it, and then if we review it after we recommend it, then you'll be like, "Oh, were you right?" I don't know.
Cool.
This is what happens with the last show of the year. We get a little loopy. I can't believe it, man. 2022 has gone like super fast. Like I was like stretching out. I was like, oh, the year just what? 2023 is knocking. Okay, I guess that's what we're doing. Do you have any picks for like your favorite series of the year?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't. Like some of them are just kind of blurring together for me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, 2020. Like the last couple years have become one gelatinous, temporal
reading experience. It's Kang. I blame Kang. Kang did it. Kang. It's all Kang. Okay, so let's get into the books that we read this week. For our good reads that you should read, we've got two that are the same.
Yes.
And my end of it, we're looking at like $16.
Mine's
over here.
More expensive.
You're a little bit more expensive.
Like 21.
I mean, if you got Christmas cash, man, you might as well spend it at the comic shop, baby. That's what we aim for, okay? Like, let's do it. So, where do you want to go first? What do you want to talk about?
Okay, you were really, really high on the TMNT Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Let me tell you how this book got me in trouble last week. So, preview pages for this one out on different news sites. And so, Mike and Ren, two of my friends, my brothers, were talking about it, and they were super excited because apparently now it is codified that the turtles are black. It's a very big deal.
There you go.
It's a very big deal.
There you go.
Right? And so when the episode came out, Ren especially was mad because I didn't cover the book. And he's like, we were talking about it, and I was like, I didn't see it, man. It didn't.
Because local comic shop day, they sent that was like an Ashcan preview of it. So
it just came out this week, guys. So stop haranguing me, okay? And I did read it, and they are black. That's kind of awesome. I won't tell you how exactly that's happening, but this one, okay, I'm not going to lie. Okay, big shout out, Ryan Parrott, that's my guy. Dan Mora, that's my guy. Like, this is such a beautiful looking book, it's ridiculous. Angulo, I don't know what Angulo brought to the party. Oh, colors, Raul Angulo brought colors, and Ed Dukeshire did the letters. Okay, so this is the sequel team up here. So this is them part 2, and we got some fun stuff in this one. This is one of those things where it's pure childhood, okay? Like when you get images like that,
right?
Posterize it, please.
Who didn't have their action figures from both lines and was like, oh, it'd be awesome.
Listen, you're sitting there like trying to hold characters in your fingertips, trying to make it all happen. Yeah, that's in here. But the best part that like is just blowing my mind is the idea of what they're building. So we've got this guy who apparently is this guy, and that's a problem because so this is all kinds of fun. It literally like only got edged out from being a must read barely edged out. You will need this.
Must reads were ridiculous this week.
They really were
absolutely ridiculous.
Oh my god. So yes, a good read that you should read. This one, hands down, add it to your poll. You need it, you want it. Read Pilot.
Yeah. All right. My solo flight on which that sounds creepy.
Like, no, it's fine. It's fine.
Mile High Club solo flight. Book of Slaughter. All right, it's Onion. It's the exact same creative team from Something's Killing the Children.
Yes.
So you automatically know it's gorgeous, art's amazing, color choice is amazing, story top notch.
Yes.
It's a 3-part book kind of, where like the first part is someone is trying to figure out if a replacement is required for Erica.
Makes sense.
Based on stuff going on in her life.
Current storylines.
They brought in a killer to kill her.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the second part is kind of like a history book. Like what all the different masks do, the different tasks, apprenticeships.
That's cool.
Like rituals that each house has. And then the third part is, and notice it's pre-used.
Yeah.
So somebody else is picking up the mantle. But I'm not going to tell you who or what or why.
From whom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I don't know if this is like setting the stage for a new cast of characters
right.
to take on season 2, or like is it just more badass people doing badass stuff?
I mean, it's a very world building piece.
Yeah.
I think when we were talking about this off camera, is that the problem is the price point.
Yeah, that's its downside. It's a $10 price point book.
Yeah.
And it's one that I think would have been interesting to split up into like backup content in House of Slaughter and Something's Killing.
Yeah.
And that way, like, you get a little bit of extra value. It's an interesting choice to do it as a $10.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of those things where, I mean, they are clearly making a claim of how popular the series is, because it is popular without question. To see it in this ancillary sort of product line, that's an interesting move. I don't. It's hard to say.
Yeah,
it's hard to say
because it's so good. But it's like,
as a retailer, considering its association, did you go heavy, or did you try to go okay?
Yeah, I
mean, it's a $10 book. You got to kind of
you have to guess right.
Yeah.
It's the unfortunate part.
That's rough. That's rough. Okay. Good stuff, though. Good stuff. Okay, where do you want to go now? I mean, we both have some marvelous choices,
right? Yeah, it's a heavy Marvel week for us. I almost want to go. This is a Timeless.
Do it. Let's do it.
Timeless 2022.
Yes. This one, who didn't work on this one? I think I didn't work on this one. I think I'm one of the few. Okay, so Jed MacKay is the writer. One writing voice, leading the pack. Artist-wise, and this is something I think is really amazing, because they don't distinguish who did what in the art, which I think is very interesting. Greg Land, Jay Leiston, Patch Zerker, and Salvador LaRocca. Frank D'Amalia does the colors, and letters by VC's Ariana Meyer.
Every one of the artists did an amazing job.
Dopeness. Absolutely dopeness.
Like, there's not a single... Because it's like a couple vignettes that are all connected. But in the same way, like, Kang experiences time different than we do, and that's kind of the vibe that's being given off, and it's incredibly well executed. The art on each one of them is absolutely gorgeous.
Absolutely beautiful. There's nothing that's lacking. And they each have, like, a different vibe, which I think is great. We're introduced to a new character, so expect the spec market to jump on this one.
Yeah.
I have a theory as to who I think it is. Do you think it's the same person? Okay, all right.
I wonder if it's that. Like an iteration.
That's an interesting one.
Because it's one of the cool things it sets up there is this moment in time.
Yeah.
That Kang can't get to.
Right.
Physically can't get there. He can't.
Ideologically can't do it. Yeah.
And of course,
it is denied him.
Right? And that's Kang. Like,
excuse me, you don't deny me of nothing.
And it sets in motion this very interesting trial by combat.
That was one of the dopest pieces.
It's so smart. It's so smart.
Way to conquer without conquering.
Yeah.
Right? Like, absolutely brilliant. That was a moment that made me question who I think it is, because of what they did and the risk they're in. But I still think. Okay, so clearly, as you guys understand, Kang is going to be a big bad in the MCU, and one of the things that Marvel very wisely aims to do is to make sure that if there's somebody that they're banking on the cinematic side, that in books everyone knows who they are. I think when the announcement that Kang was coming, we got like re-releases of like King the Conqueror and all of his different iterations in the Avengers.
Yep.
Now we're going to get some books that focus on him. And this one, I think, is a solid start to really get an understanding of what type of character Kang is.
Yeah.
And you made a good point. Like, for as powerful and as great as King is, he's never in a lot of
He's
stuff.
never around.
Like, he's just busy elsewhere. Ish.
Is it because he's so rarely specifically in the time period that we're reading? He's just just everywhere else,
right?
Or God, because he's so. It's weird. Like I always expect to see more Kang, and we don't get it.
Right.
And he's really BA.
Super BA.
His connection potentially to the Richards.
Wide. And so I think he's a better Earthbound villain that is Thanos in scale, but because he's localized and has the idea of time as his vehicle, far more dangerous. So this one is a good one. Timeless, definitely grab this one, especially as we're preparing in 2023 to get for the Kang Saga stuff. So it's coming. Okay, our last book on the Goodreads you should read. This was interesting.
Yes.
Okay, so Doctor Strange, Fall Sunrise, Trad Moore, Heather Moore, lovely couple. The first issue was this very psychedelic sort of piece, right? Like we're coming off of like Silver Surfer Black. You kind of expect like, oh, this is gonna be wild and trippy, and this is amazing. This one is what happens when a philosophy major tries some form of opioid substance and wants to write poetically.
Yeah, there's some ayahuasca going on.
There's definitely
ayahuasca going on.
Peyote for days. It's wild, okay? Like there's something high level intelligent. Yeah. But at the same time, it's almost too intelligent to comfortably read.
Yeah, because it's one that you cannot sit down and just crank this one out in like 5-10 minutes. No. Like the art and the story and everything that's going on and the thoughts. Like that's like we were talking about before filming, where Doctor Strange's character is oscillating between two different realities. Yes. And it's happening so quickly that he's effectively in both realities at the same time. Crazy. And like the whole concept of that and the people he's having a conversation with about that is like so philosophical
and yet they're fart jokes.
Yeah. Right?
Like a literal fart joke interwoven into this story. And like you're just kind of like what is happening? What is happening?
But it's crazy Doctor Strange stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing is when you go to either of the Doctor Strange movies and how insane everything is and how reality is
warps and bends and
we don't get to see that often. And in this, he's in that magical plane somewhere else that he's dealing with just when you read it, you'll find out like it's the craziest thing that's got him stuck there. Yeah. But it's so beautiful, it's so trippy. It's not a straightforward story. And when you're dealing with magics and realities that are beyond ours, why would it be?
Right. This is exactly what it should be. I feel like, okay, yes, this is still my complaint. This should have been done in a Treasury edition size piece. That, you know that, was it Morbius? Silver Surfer?
Yeah.
Story?
By Mobius, yeah.
Like, Mobius, not Morbius.
Yeah.
Jeez. Vampiring. Like that's what this should be. Yeah. No ads, just thick and frothing with all kinds of crazy visuals. That's what that should be. Whoever didn't do that, I want to fight you.
Now they did for Silver Surfer Black. There was that Master Edition, so I'm hoping you
better, because if you don't, I swear, I'm knuckling somebody. I will find who the editor is, and we will throw hands in somebody's office. Okay, hands and feet. Okay, because this is too glorious to not. Oh my God! Remember the craze a few years back when they were doing the super crazy big ones? Yeah. Even in black and white, I would have that. Yeah. Oh, gorgeous. gorgeous.
Amazing.
Okay, so those are good reads that you should
Yes.
read. Again, I clock in at like $16. Yours is like 21.
Yeah.
So if you have some extra, like this is some things to add on to it. Like, read these. When it comes to must reads, though, we have two that are the same, one that's different.
Yes.
I'm looking at like 16 for mine.
410. 14.
Oh, nice. Okay. See, it balances.
Yeah.
There you go. Where do you want to start?
Okay. I didn't know how to order it.
Okay.
So let's go with that John Stewart one shot.
Okay, so John Stewart, the Emerald Knight, #1. You not knowing how to order this makes perfect sense because in reading it, this feels like something established and brand new all at the same time.
Okay.
So it's very, very difficult to really wrap my head around it. Okay, so Jeffrey Thorne is the writer. Marco Santucci is the artist. Now, Marco, I have to give you mad love because immediately what your art invokes to me is Daryl Banks, and his tie to Green Lantern is everything. However, his is Kyle Rayner, not John Stewart. But you brought something that was so familiar and well crafted. High marks. Okay, so in this story, John has achieved some level of ascension.
Okay.
So he's not using a ring anymore.
Really?
He's created a brand new power source that former Green Lanterns have been brought into the fold of what this is. And there is this super mega high profile, high brow concept of what they're fighting. This entity is tapping into multiversal aspects. I mean, as you can see, different pieces here, and John is kind of at the forefront of trying to stop it.
Okay.
And it's this beautiful sort of homage to John's history. I mean, what is he turning 50?
Something like that, yeah.
That's crazy. John Stewart's been around 50 years. Yeah. Wow. So yeah, it's tapping into some really kind of extreme aspects of his chronology and coming up with some amazing stories with multiversal hyper time outcomes. Yeah. It's really kind of brilliant. As far as a one shot, yeah, really, really good.
And it's a well priced one shot.
Yeah,
like $5.99.
It's not bad.
Yeah,
it's not bad. If this sets up any sort of multiversal stories for John Stewart specifically, that'll be a great series. Yeah.
If multiverse is back.
Yeah. It's thriving, right? Like that's what the whole Dark Crisis this time?
Yeah, Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Thank you. I was like Dark Infinite Crisis of Heroes and Identity. Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of crises that's happening. But yeah, to have this, not even necessarily as marketing as an Elseworlds, I would just love to just be like, no, this is just a story.
Yeah.
Oh, where does it fit in continuity? Don't worry about that. Just read it.
Some Earth somewhere.
Just read it. It's awesome. So, super dope. Super dope. I enjoyed it.
All right. Also kind of from DC-ish. Black Label. Nice House on the Lake. Issue number 12 of the first run.
Okay.
There will be, in theory, a second run because it says end of cycle one, which would indicate to me
that there's another cycle.
And if you haven't been following it, we got James Tynion IV is the writer, Alvaro Martinez Bueno is the artist, and we got Jody Belair also working on this book.
It's a beautiful book.
It is absolutely gorgeous. The Jordy's choice of color just makes each area feel right. Like there's a very tense conversation outside the house, and the color choice for that works perfectly. There's another incredibly tense conversation in a bar that once again works. The paneling on that,
it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. So just this is one of those books that every aspect of it is firing 100%. This story overall is this group of people that share a bond of a connection with one particular person. They're not necessarily friends with each other, but they're friends with this one dude. They get invited over to this house, nice house on a lake, for a dinner party. And what ends up happening is they're there, they're trapped, and then the rest of the world gets destroyed.
That sucks. Don't you hate it when that happens?
Yeah.
It's worse.
So in this, we finally get the culmination of what actually these entities that were able to pull this caper off were shooting for.
Okay.
And a larger view of it, because they have bigger plans than just like, hey, let's catch like 11 humans and stick them in a dome.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
We're going to brainiac them.
and it sets up.
That's not okay. I don't like that visual right there.
Right?
I don't like any of that.
And that's one of the things I love about the art with this is that this beings, how they present in our reality, and that constantly it's different. Like it's changing. It's they're not like your typical grays or insectoids. And the Manus people always ask them for the warm lube.
The warm lube.
Yeah, for Manus aliens,
How warm does it matter? Lukewarm.
Anything's better than what they just allegedly. But it's this just amazing thing where they think they're now at a safe spot, and we know from reading all of other James's works, they're not in a safe spot.
No,
that's
when they get you.
Mm-hmm. So really cool. It is issue 12. If you haven't been following it,
put this up here.
Just as much as I would love to sell you a book, wait for the trade to come out.
Okay.
Like if you're behind on it, but
trade.
You can't.
There you go. Not bad. Where do you want to go from there?
I don't know. That's tough. Because this is the kind of the beginning of that soft reboot with. You
want to talk about it?
Yeah,
let's do it. Action Comics, 1050. Okay, so you talk about who's who. We've got Philip Kennedy Johnson, Tom Taylor, and Joshua Williamson. So each one, Philip Kennedy Johnson, Tom Taylor, both have had such a huge mark on Superman, and then Joshua Williamson just did the Dark Crisis that we were just talking about. So in terms of setting up this new slate of where things are going, these are the architects. Artist-wise, we got Mike Perkins, Clayton Henry, and Nick Dragata. Colorist Frank Martin. This is crazy.
Yeah.
When it comes to the ability to reboot something, this is how you do it.
Yeah. Yes. Very much so.
Like there are things that have been set up in the current iteration of Superman stories and whatnot, and this does dial some things back. And how do you do that effectively? Like this.
Yeah.
This is how you do it. What a move.
The vision by DC and the creators they're letting tell this story is a lot of times when Superman gets rebooted or like, oh, he's too powerful, and that's they depower him. And in this, it seems to go the other direction. But by inclusion of John, you're able to do both. Like he's not as powerful as his dad,
right?
I mean, he's still ridiculously powerful, but then his dad is almost you'll understand.
You'll see,
because I was like, oh crap.
That's This move, like we're seeing a level of Superman that is, I mean, almost all-star level. And it's funny, like I've had conversations with people before where they're like, "Oh, Superman's OP," and I'm like, "No, OP is just a statement that the writers either can't do something with them or they're not writing a story that's believable enough for the fans."
Yeah.
And in this moment, this is the best parts of Superman where he's super, super powerful and utterly restrained all at the same time. You know, he's taken aback by what he cannot do, will not do.
Yeah.
And man.
Yeah, because that interaction, because it's most of the story is centered around Lex Luthor, and his machinations, like, I've got this great plan that'll do this, and it'll bring this, and what ends up happening is Lex puts himself in a position where he thinks he's fighting Superman. In reality, he's messing with Clark Kent.
Yeah, and there is a difference. Let it be known right now and forevermore. Superman has restraints.
Yes.
That Clark may not have, right? Like Clark is, hey, you threaten certain things,
right?
I'm not going to respond well to that. Like,
right?
I'm a regular guy. Like, yes, I'm a Kryptonian demigod, blah 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 blah. Nah, let's get human.
I'm a husband, I'm a son, I'm a father.
Let's keep it a buck, okay? Threaten any of those things and I'm coming. And there's nothing you can do to stop me. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
That quick glimpse at the use of the multiverse.
Yeah. That's going to be...
What's doing that?
I don't know. But I want to know.
Yeah.
I want to read that. I want to read that so bad. This is such a great jumping on point.
It really is.
So many different levels. Like, you have an understanding of where everything is, how it works, and they are hitting the reset button in such a smart way. Yeah. It is really daggone good. So good. Almost could have been Book of the Week. Mm-hmm. But what is Book of the Week?
Yeah, I was going to say, except this book shipped. If I'm DC, and as good as stuff as we've talked about so far, and I'm in the brass, I'm in the offices, and I'm like, we couldn't get the Constantine television series going. We tried.
We did.
We tried to bring Constantine to the main DCU.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
No.
I would be angry.
At this book?
At this book.
Oh, for great reason, because the framework, the actual structural design of this story is everything that they wanted Constantine to be. Mm-hmm. Everything. Like, across the board. And this is doing it wonderfully. From Boom Studios, damn them all. Issue 3. Mm-hmm. We're just 3 issues in.
Yeah. This
is a huge world that we're operating in.
Yes.
Simon Spurrier, Charlie Adlard, Sophie Dodson. Okay.
It's the British underworld.
Yes.
In it, magic exists. Mm-hmm. They have people that are specialists with it. Mm-hmm. It is not a fun, happy, shiny magic.
No.
It is a grimy, dirty, everything has a cost to it magic.
Everything.
And something has changed the way things are costed.
Yes.
And now people without any real sacrifice or danger have access to incredibly powerful supernatural entities that are just stuck.
Right.
They can't do anything.
They can't go back. They can only oblige. And they are self-aware of the fact that they're stuck, and they're not happy about it. So if they get a chance to get you, they'll try to find a way.
Yeah.
But right now they're stuck in a sycophantic sort of space, and they don't like it. Oh, what happens when the demons of hell are upset with you for the summonings that you can do?
Yeah.
This move,
right?
What a way to get someone to do a thing that they're like, nah, I don't want to do that. Yeah, you will.
Yeah. Not right now.
Yeah.
But there will be reasons for you to.
Oh my God.
And how do you not respond? How do you not respond in kind?
You have to. When they pull up, I was like, yeah, I feel that. Absolutely.
This is just...
It's cheeky. It's so good.
The side story that's kind of like weaving in and out with the person. They're an immigrant. They're a refugee. They have fought like hell to get from a place where they are not safe at all to a place where theoretically you're going to be safe. You're coming to a place of freedom. And yet they don't. And everything they do, they come in contact with one of the coins, and they now have the power of this entity that they can do so many things with, and they're legitimately trying to do good. They're like, I want to never have to worry about my own personal poverty, but I don't want to steal from other people.
Steal from anybody else. Because that's what a demon would do. It's like, oh yeah, no, you want to be rich? We can make you rich.
Yeah, that can happen.
But where we're getting it from is
And watching this dude's story, and then what the ultimate end of it is just, it's like 8 billion genies.
Yes, but smaller because there's only 72.
Yeah,
like. And you almost see like how that's almost worse. Mm-hmm. Like,
yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant. The context of the sorcerer's world, the different things that you have to understand that exist, the things that people don't understand but think they do.
Yeah.
So fun. So much fun. This is such a well-crafted world that, again, we're being introduced to. This is only issue 3.
It's only issue 3.
And like we're understanding the context of the underworld that exists, the criminal underworld, the actual supernatural world,
Yeah.
and the ways that they've been integrated together, and how that's now a problem. Like this new scenario has created a problem in 3 issues.
Right.
We're getting the before and the after very well constructed and easy to follow. It's dope.
Yeah, the rules of the universe shouldn't be established that quickly.
Not this complicated.
Yeah.
And yet they are.
Here we are.
They totally are. We're getting characters that we love. We got characters that we love to hate.
Yeah. Yeah, this dude is horrible.
He's a problem.
He's horrible. But like,
he's not worse than this guy though. This guy is the worst.
Yeah.
The absolute worst.
Yeah, because he's such a flake.
Like, he is. I was like, somebody throw a shoe at him.
Yeah, this is Eric Stoltz from Pulp Fiction. He's just
$1,000,000%.
Yeah, he just wants his bowl of Fruit Loops.
That's it.
Oh my gosh,
it's not my problem.
It's such a violent, high stakes world too. Like that's the thing is, if you make a mistake,
it's your soul.
It's
literally your soul. Oh my god, I think.
It's amazing. Like it's second print for number 2 came in this week. So if you missed it, I highly recommend picking it up. This is really good. Like if you're wanting, like if you said, you know what, crap, I really wish I could read a good, why is DC doing this with Constantine? Pick this up because this will completely satisfy you.
Scratch that itch.
Hardcore. And the characters are not. It isn't like they just like swapped in like a pseudo Constantine. It's the kind of vibe that you want from Constantine, but this is a completely different character.
It's an after Constantine. Like Constantine has it's like if you look at basketball, Jordan has changed the game.
Yeah.
And so now everyone that comes after him is going to be compared to Jordan. This is post Constantine.
Yeah. But she is not.
Not at all. Like, it's so good. It's so good.
God, and the color choices too, because where the otherworldly is interacting with our crappy plane of existence is so cool. So it's like it's smudgy. It's not fully in focus. The colors are totally
muted
different.
And dark, but then when you're actually telling the actual story, it's like gray toned.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. God, this book is so good. It's so good.
And Charlie is just, if you are unfamiliar with Charlie Adlard as a name, think Walking Dead. He did a majority of the series, except for the first 6 issues.
Yeah.
So everything else, Charlie Adlard. So get this book. It looks good. It reads well. The world building is phenomenal.
Yep.
Highly recommend. Book of the week, hands down. It's amazing.
Yeah.
We read a lot of stuff here.
Yes.
We know that we liked it. We hope that you liked it. And if so, show us by clicking that thumbs up, because we want to definitely send that out in the algorithm world and let all the people know, like, this is a good show. This is a good episode to watch to get the recommendations.
Yeah. Share it on Twitter. Share it on Instagram. Share it on TikTok. Put the link. Tag us in it.
Yeah.
You'll see our tagging information located below somewhere in the text box.
Down there somewhere.
And we subscribe.
Yeah.
Well, you subscribe. We
already did.
We make content. You subscribe.
Yeah. Because we're here every week. Every week we're doing this to give you some cool recommendations, some great reviews, so that when you go in for your new comic book day, you got some stuff that you want to read. That's what we're here for. Black, white, and red all over, y'all. Bam.